Welcome to Worship Tutorials.
What's up, Chief?
Hey.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there. We use this word on purpose. If you are a Line 6, Helix, HX Stomp, POD Go user,
POD Go,
and you've thought to yourself, much like Bradford and I have, why won't Line 6 put a Matchless Chieftain amp
it's a fair question.
in these things?
It's a fair question.
It is a legendary amp. It sounds unbelievably good.
And it's very unique, I would say. The DC30
It is very unique.
The DC30 is like an AC30.
It's different.
You hear the name similarity?
Yeah.
But the Chieftain is its own thing to me.
We put it in the Helix.
Kind of.
In the Stomp.
Basically.
In the POD Go.
It's as good as in the Helix.
So this is what we've done. This is part of our TM or tone match series of patches. We've taken a Line 6 amp model that we feel sounds close, channel 2 of the DC30, the EF86 channel, and we have matched it. We've created an impulse response that matches that amp model to our, I point over here, you can't see it in the video. This is my Chieftain. I'm touching it right now. My hands are on it. To our Matchless Chieftain, mic'd the way we mic it through the preamp and EQ chain that we use to capture it. So there's an impulse response included in this patch, which you download and put on your Line 6 product, and it makes that Matchless Channel 2 DC30 amp model sound just like this Chieftain. So the impulse response that's included is more than just a cabinet speaker impulse response. It includes information of the cab and speaker from the Chieftain cabinet, but it also includes more that matches that amp model to the Chieftain. You hear the thunder outside, Bradford?
I wonder how well that's coming through in the video.
Probably a little. The Lord knows that the Chieftain is being inserted into the Helix, and this is just him clapping. Yeah. Well done, gentlemen.
You may ask yourself, though, this is important to know.
Yeah.
Why not, because we've done this before in a way, why not just use an IR of a Chieftain?
Of the
cab.
Of a speaker and a cabinet, yeah.
But here's the reason. The DC30 cabs and the Chieftain cabs from Matchless
are often the same.
Are basically the same thing.
Can be.
Now, there's the variation. The speakers are pretty much what's the same in this case. So that is not merely enough to get us a Chieftain. When we did the Match Cat.
Yeah.
The Match Cat, we called it that because we used the DC30 in the Helix. And we used the specially formulated speaker. It's like a V30 style thing that Bad Cat did. It's proprietary.
It's right over there.
It's right over there.
I love pointing at things in the room that you can't see. But Bradford and I can.
That speaker is pretty important to how a Bad Cat in real life sounds. Yeah. So that got us pretty dang close.
But we will do a TM patch.
We're gonna get closer. We can do it. In this case, merely taking the IR from the Chieftain cab is not enough because
it doesn't really sound like
it doesn't sound different enough.
To describe what a Chieftain sounds like to you, because I got some thoughts.
A Chieftain does sound like the EF86 channel of the DC30 a little bit, but to me the EF86 is a little smoother.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have this depth thing. And
Chieftain, yes, the extended low.
Yeah, and we hear that.
It's awesome. And it's not muddy, it's very, very crisp and tight.
Yep.
And
it's got punch.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it sounds, it's like, to me, it's like if Matchless made a Marshall, kind of.
It's not as high gain, but it's there.
But it has this really, I say the word grindy, but it's a good thing.
In a good way.
On the top end. It's very Matchlessy on the top end, but it has a different top end than the DC30 does.
Yeah, and the low end is actually probably the most depth that I've heard out of any of the Matchless I've tried.
Yeah.
I haven't spent much time at all with the Clubman. Or any, there's other more outskirts versions of amps that they do that we haven't tried in person. But the main players are the DC30, the Chieftain, and the Lightning.
Yeah.
Spitfire is kind of in, but the Clubman and other ones. But this is, it's got
the Chieftain kind of veers off of the Vox AC30 territory a little more.
It does.
And it's really cool. One thing we love about the Chieftain, which you can now do in your Helix or Stomp, is it pairs extremely well with other AC30 style amps. Look, listen. Yeah, it's just thunder. It's storming outside here in North Carolina. So you now have a Chieftain in your Line 6 product.
It's as good as a Chieftain.
Comes with all of the normal things that you get from us in a patch. Tons of options for drives, delays, reverbs, modulation, stomp box mode, snapshot mode, everything you want. It's included. The README file is there if you want more information. Sound clips, you can go to the website, check it all out. Get yourself a Chieftain in your Helix or Stomp or POD Go and enjoy the tones. And subscribe because we have more of these coming.
Oh, yes.
Very soon.
Oh.
Almost any of the amps you've ever seen us use in the room, we're going to put them in the Helix. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.